Check it.
What is up, guys? Welcome to another video, and today we're here for another episode of Throwback Thursday. The series has been brought back from its death. I actually haven't done the series in a very long time, and today we're going to go ahead and play some Gran Turismo 3. So, recently, I got my PS2 emulator working, and that means that this series can finally return. As well as this, I am going to be doing some Xbox original games. So, if you guys have any recommendations for PS3, Xbox 360, you know, Xbox original and PS2 games, let me know, and we can go ahead and do that. Don't include any of the Need for Speed games, which we've already played a million times, Burnout 3, and Midnight Club, because I've already done videos on all of those. But anything else is fair game. Today, we're going to go ahead and play GT3 for a few reasons. So, for some reason, Burnout didn't want to work on my emulator. I don't know why, it just didn't want to work. And nor did Juiced 1. But again, if you guys want to see that, I can go ahead and buy a copy from the store. Not saying I didn't buy this, but I can go ahead and buy an Xbox original copy, and then I can get it on my Xbox 360, and we can do it that way. But this just isn't working, because the disc in my... I bought it. I bought this game. But anyway, today, we're going to go ahead and play some arcade mode. I have started the simulation thing, but I don't feel like doing that now, to be honest. So, we go into the menu, and we've got a bunch of options. We've got single race, time trial, free run, 2-race, battle, clear status, load garage, and iLink stuff. So, we're going to go ahead and go into a single race. That makes the most sense. And we're going to go on to normal for now. Just for now, we're going to go into normal. Now, obviously, I'm not sure there's more tracks. I never really played GT3 too much. GT3 was a game that I played around people's houses. That was really it. I didn't really have a PS2 at the time. I didn't get a PS2 till late on. So I haven't really played too much Gran Turismo 3. The one I played the most of was GT4 on the PS2. And then, obviously, if we're including the modern ones, it was GT5. But anyway, I'm not sure if there is more tracks. I'm assuming there probably is. You play more, you probably get more tracks. We're going to go for midfield raceway. That's the one I probably know the best. So we're going to go ahead and press A on that. And we've got a bunch of cars we can use. So it goes up from C all the way to S. And then we've got the last two classes being the garage and the rally section. But obviously you can't use rally and we can't use the garage because, you know, it's pretty obvious why. We haven't got any garage cars and this isn't a rally track. So we're going to look through pretty much all of the classes besides C. So we've got an S2K in this section. I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of cars that we expect to be in this section. So we've got an S15 here, Integra Type R, a lot of nice cars to be fair. I really do like how the menu's set up in this game. We go into A, we can see there's an NSX. Things are starting to get a bit more kind of hardcore here. We've got an RX-7, R32, R34, you know, an Evo, all types of things, a few Roughs, Supras. Got a lot of cars to pick from. And then if we go into S, we've got all the race cars. So Calsonic Supras, oh not Calsonic Supras, Castrol Tom Supras. We've got Calsonic Skylines, you know, NSX race cars, all types of things. I don't think we're going to go with the race cars quite yet. I think we're going to go with some road cars firstly, and then we'll go and do the race cars in a bit later if we want to. I mean, if you guys want to see a part 2 to this, we can always do a part 2. You know, if you really want to see some of the games I mentioned earlier that I said I wouldn't play, you know what, I am down to doing a part 2 if you guys want to see enough of it, but I'd like to do something new. But with that being said, I want to go with something rear wheel drive with a lot of power. Immediately, I'm thinking the Z06, but I'm not sure. That Camaro's fucking ugly. What? I've never seen that in my life. See, that's the struggles of living in the UK. I never see anything like that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Anyway, the question is, what do we go for now? The Evo, the Subi, Supra. I mean, there's a lot of contestants, really. I think it's a no-brainer, though. I think we're going to go for the NSX. Because that is a full-on race car. Like, the NSX is a modern-day classic. I class it as a supercar, personally. So we're going to go ahead and go for that and see how that drives. So we're going to go and press A. I am going to use automatic just because I actually don't know what manual is on PS2. And I don't really want to risk it too much. So we're going to go ahead and go automatic. And we're going to go ahead and put drift on. Don't really know what the difference is between racing and drift. I'm assuming it's just going to make the suspension a bit softer and just make it a bit easier to slide around. So we're going to go ahead and use that. And we're going to go ahead and see how we can do. Okay, so here we go, midfield raceway in our NSX. We're going to see how this thing does. So, We've got the original Gran Turismo start. I'm going to go ahead and use third-person camera. Would usually use first-person camera, but I think it'd be quite nice to look at the cars. Now, obviously, I'm using an emulator, so if the game does stutter or something across those lines, that's why. But we're going to go and see how this does. So, immediately, oh lord, this thing is rather drifty. I've noticed that traction control and stuff is on. I would turn them off, but again, I don't really know how. It does seem like we are kind of breaking away, and this is very, very different from the GT6 I have been playing recently. I've been playing a lot of Gran Turismo recently, and this is a very weird experience. Now, like I said, I never owned a PS2 back in the day. I had a PC, funnily enough, just because that was kind of what my dad worked on, and we'd never really just bought a PS2. It wasn't financially, like, didn't make sense really. So I haven't played a lot of the PS2 dash kind of Xbox original games that you guys probably have. That's why I kind of want to go down memory lane and play a few of these games. I did play a few of these games around friends' houses and around families' houses. So, you know, I mean, GT4 was always a game I played absolutely loads. That was around my grandparents' house, so I would go around there and play that all the time when we went to go and stay for a week. And I played a hell of a lot of that game. I remember doing some of the endurance races, and that literally took like 8 hours. And I'd play that like non-stop. And, you know, there was a few games here and there which I did play, but for the majority, you know, I was very unfortunate not to have a PS2. You know, obviously Need for Speed was on PC, and that was my jam back in the day. It was pretty much the only game I played. So it would be kind of interesting to kind of get your guys' suggestions, see what we can play, and hopefully you'd enjoy it. To be honest, GT3 is a lot different compared to the newer GT games. I mean, I'm just playing it now, and you kind of get the feeling of how they've turned from kind of an arcadey simulation game, not too, I mean, it is realistic, it's got the realistic jams about it, but really, it's not realistic compared to how it is today. They've really taken it serious today compared to how it used to be. This has got much more of an arcadey feel, kind of similar to Forza, not like physics wise, but in terms of how the game plays. It's a lot more arcadey, but it does take itself seriously at the same time. That's not really what a GT is about like currently now. It's got a lot of characteristics that are similar to GT4, and I can tell that instantly, but at the same time it's a lot more playful, it's a lot more easy to get into, and that's just something I can appreciate a lot more from this game. Not gonna lie, for a PS2 game, it does look pretty goddamn good. There's a lot of intricate details which you wouldn't expect, which are actually here, like even everything down to the brake lights, like you can see how the brake lights work. It's so detailed, and that's still there today in modern GT games. I think we're going to go ahead and go into simulation mode and have a look around there for a bit. Maybe go into an S-Class race in arcade mode. But we're just going to go ahead and browse around the game for a bit, see what's going down. And yeah, just explore a bit more of what GT3 has to offer. Okay, so here we go. This is simulation mode. This is more of the career mode. I think that's the best way. Simulation's a bit of the wrong word. I think it's more of a career mode. And as you can see, I've got a completely fresh new save. Got all of the license plates here, which have been excluded from the new GT game. You know, classic, you know, trying to, like in this one, you've got to stop in the box. That one, it's just going around the corner as fast as you can, you know, basic stuff. I don't think we can actually look at the higher ones until we do the lower ones. I think we'll do one of these. I think is I don't really have to drive a Beetle. I'll tell you what, we'll leave that for now. I'm not obviously going to do a let's play on this, I'm just playing it just for the funsies. We go to the car dealership, we can see all of the cars in the game. Obviously, when we were in arcade mode, there's only a selection of cars that we could use for free, but in here, we've got every single car in the game with the price tag. The V8 Vantage, I've completely forgot about that thing. Looks like an English muscle car. You know, we can go ahead and go to Japan or the USA. We'll go to Japan just for now. We can go to, let's go to Mazda. Got all the rotaries at the end, the 787B. I saw one of those in real life when I went to Goodwood. Absolutely amazing car. You know, we go down to Toyota. We've seen the Castrol Supra already, but we can buy that. We can buy the Celica rally car. You know, this brings back so many memories because, again, GT3 and GT4 have a lot of similarities. And the car list in this game isn't bad. Like, it's obviously not on the same level as GT4 was. GT4 was on a completely different level, but GT3's car list is still pretty goddamn awesome. I mean, it doesn't take away from the fact that this game was revolutionary for what, 2001 or 2002, something across those lines. Interesting that Ferrari wasn't in this game. I'm not sure if they were actually even in GT4, but they were definitely in GT5. They were definitely in GT5, so that might have been the first game that Ferrari were in, as well as Lamborghini and a few others. So that's interesting, just looking through the car list, seeing some of the cars. You know, it's just kind of interesting to look at, really. And now we're going to go back into another race. Oh, no, wrong button. Yeah, we're going to go back into a single player race, and we're going to go ahead and use, I'm kind of feeling some of the rally cars, actually. Ooh, should we go for a rally section? I think that would be a lot more interesting. And my controller's going to rumble like mad. I do actually remember this track from GT4. You know what? Fuck going with a race car. We're going to go for a rally car instead. So, we've actually got pretty much all of the rally cars, I think, on offer, and this is taking me back. We've got the old Impreza, we've got a prototype and the actual thing. We've got the old Evo. Oh my god, this is really bringing it back. Oh my god, that classic RS livery right there. The Castrol Corolla, we've got the old Citroen. Oh my god, I remember the normal version of those going around the town centre when I was a little kid. 206 Focus rally car. This is bringing me back right now to the early 2000s. We've got an Escort rally car, but you know, there's no real competition. We could go for the Evo, and we could go for the Corolla. We could go for anything really, but we're gonna go for the Impreza. It's really, it personifies rally in the early 2000s just completely, in the late 90s. We can look around the rally concept. I just want to see what it looks like, really. See how much it's changed. Looks, it doesn't really look that much different, to be honest. We're going to go for this one. We're going to go automatic, and we're going to go ahead and drive this out on the Swiss Alps. Okay, so here we go. It's 3 laps, it says. The reason I had to duck was because my camera's blocking the lap. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and see those handles. Now, we've got one competitor. I can't really see him because there he is. You think it's an Evo? I can't see because the dirt is going through my car. Now, this is what I mean by the emulator. So, when I look back, you can see dirt is going through my car like I mentioned a minute ago. I'm not sure if that's the game fucking up or if that is the emulator fucking up. I don't know, because again, I've never played GT3 on a PS2 before. Well, not in a very long time at least. So, it's been interesting to see. Now, one thing I'm noticing about the rally section is that this is very similar to how I remember it being on GT4. It's a lot more playful, a lot more easier to get into, which is obviously a good thing. But I tell you what, chucking it into the corners is such a redeeming thing. And obviously back then, rally was a huge thing in the early 2000s. That's why the Colin McRae games became so huge. Maybe you guys might want me to play that. You know, there's a lot of games that came out back then that were rally orientated. And oh my god, that jump! Control it, control it, control it, drift, drift, drift! And you just look at that, the adrenaline. I still say this, oh my god, look at that fucking slide. I still say this to this day. Rally sections on games are some of the most exhilarating next to kind of street racing, I think. Just because of the amount of angle you can get, you know, learning the corners. I think Gran Turismo does it really, really well. I don't play many rally games. But, you know, I think the furthest I've went is the Colin McRae series and the Dirt series, which kind of do have some similarities. But for me, Gran Turismo's always got it right, you know, just being able to slap this into a corner, handbrake turn, and just seeing it slide into that corner, all-wheel drive. There's nothing that beats that. There's really nothing that beats that in a simulation game. Now, one thing about, obviously, Gran Turismo 3, this was before GT got serious, like I said, so it's very highly unlikely that we'd ever see gameplay as kind of arcadey and fun as this. I've never driven a rally car in my life. I've never been off-road in my life, so I can't say that this is realistic or not realistic. But from what I've perceived it as, I don't imagine it's this easy, you know. Compared to what I've played in Dirt Rally, which is a dirt simulation game, a rally simulation game, you know, I don't think it's this easy to just, literally, I'm going full on, I'm not braking, I'm not doing anything really that complicated. I'm braking now, I'm going into handbrake, I'm slapping into the corner, holding A. You know, nothing really too complicated. There's no throttle control, you know, to do with it. I'm just literally holding down A, hoping for the best and handbraking. You know, I doubt we'd ever see this in a GT game nowadays. But boy, I wish someone made a rally game like this, because I genuinely play a full-on dedicated rally game like this, or even in a simulation game, you know, if Forza was to include a rally system, having it somewhere like this where I can come down into this corner, handbrake turn, and just fucking crucify it into that corner, and maybe into a wall, I'd play that. I'd play that nowadays. You know, again, that's something with games nowadays generally. They're not as, you know, laid back. It's all about being realistic, and if you don't have wheel spin, then it's not realistic, and that's just fucking bullshit. You know, that's why I moaned at people who said that about Need for Speed, because you don't need it to be fucking simulation to have fun. Look how much fun I'm having right now. Look at the slide on that thing. Oh my god, this thing is unreal. This Subi is absolutely unreal, and it's absolutely taking me back to the days of GT4 rallies in the fucking canyons and shit, and oh my god, the amount of memories that I've had in the past 20 minutes recording this video is beyond me. But anyway, that was GT3 rallying and normal races. I've got to say again, this has been a tremendous amount of fun, and I just love this game. If you guys want to see GT4, we can go ahead and do that. If you guys have got any other suggestions for any other games you want to see me play, again, feel free to kind of mention anything really. I kind of gave you a list of games which you shouldn't mention at the start, but if you really, really want me to play them again, I can go ahead and do it again. It's not really that big of an issue. But that's basically it. That's it for today's Throwback Thursday. If you enjoyed, make sure to go ahead, hit the like, subscribe, leave your comment down below, let me know what you want me to play next, and I will see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome, stay safe, and peace.